Hello and welcome to Novatia's YouTube channel. I'm Trevor, and today I'll be walking you through Novatia's sample submission form. Whenever you're ready, grab your cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and enjoy. You may start by going to our website at www.enovatia.com or by searching Novatia LLC into the Google search bar, as shown. The first result should be our website. Let's go ahead and click on that. Once you're on our website, we're going to go ahead and click on Sample Submission. It redirected us to our Sample Submission help. There's some useful information here before submitting a sample if you would like to read that. Once you are ready to submit and you've read through this, let's go ahead and click on this. We have been redirected to Novatia's sample submission form. The quick guide steps can be found in the first paragraph to navigate this page. If you need any additional NMR or MS help when submitting samples, there is a drop-down information for sending samples. If you have specific MS questions that can't be answered by a drop-down information, please contact ms@enovatia.com. If you have NMR specific questions, please contact nmr@enovatia.com. Novatia regularly updates the routine sample submission sheet, so you'll need to download the most recent Excel sheet. Let's download the sheet and let's fill out one sample together as an example. Click on Download Blank Routine Sample Submission Sheet here. It will download it into your browser. Go ahead and open it up. Once you've opened up the Excel spreadsheet, we have a couple things I'd like to note. The first thing is the price estimate, which is $0 right now. This will update as you fill out the sheet. There is an option for rush and non-rush with the drop down here. We also have a spreadsheet status indicator for green and red. When it is red, there is an indication of the warning on why it is red, which we'll see in a few moments. We also have a 15-minute training session on how to review posted results in cell G3. If you click yes, there's some more information about this training session. We're going to press no for right now. First thing we're going to do is we're going to go to a sample ID. We're going to input test 24mer, which is our oligonucleotide standard. We're going to get an indication that says spreadsheet status error message notification. Our notification is invalid concentrations provided. We have not filled out concentrations yet, but once we fill that out, this should go away. We have a vial we are sending, so we do not need to provide plate information. So we're going to go ahead and go on to the next column, which is concentrations. Now we must include units. This is a column for numerical values only. So for this vial, it is 10 micromolar in a 30 microliter solution. So we're just going to put 10 here for numerical values only. And then we have a drop down for different concentrations to choose from. If you do not know your concentration, there is a $25 surcharge applied for us to nanodrop the sample to determine the concentration prior to running. If you do not fill out this part correctly, there is a surcharge applied to each one of your samples. As you can see right now, it's plus 25 to your price estimate. We're going to select micromolar. It's now $0 and our spreadsheet looks great. Sample volume, including units, is optional for most of these concentrations. This is more intended for plate submitters. If you do have something in solution and you wish to provide the information for volume, that would be greatly beneficial. So we're going to put it 30 microliters here. Our sample type is a oligonucleotide, so let's do the drop down. We're going to click on nucleotide. And from nucleotide, there's a couple of MS experiments that we can choose from. From the MS experiments, the first one we're going to choose is molecular weight confirmation. This is $100, as we can see on the top, and on the far right we have MS price and NMR price, and there's $100 in the MS price. We are not submitting a 96 or 384 well plate, but if we did, there is a drop down for that option. NMR, we are not doing NMR, so we can ignore that for right now. You need to provide what it is soluble in for this oligonucleotide. Please provide this information if it's not soluble in water, and if you do specify other, please specify in the comments of what it could be soluble in. The next part is the sequence or molecular weight. You can provide the target molecular weight, which will be the average mass or the nominal mass of your sample. This is good for all of our methods. However, if you do request high res, we ask that you provide monoisotopic masses for your samples. If you do provide biosequence, please provide the modifications in the comments. For example, if you provide a sample with a black hole quencher, you put your modifications with BHQ, and then you put the mass or the link of where you purchased this modification, or how you synthesized it, or perhaps the structure of the modification so that we can add it to our database to look for it. You can provide the biosequence here, and then anything that's related to the sample and anything you were looking for in particular, or troubleshooting or any kind of issues, or just general information for the analyst at Novatia, please provide it in the comments. It's greatly beneficial. We have now filled it out for one sample for molecular weight confirmation for $100. Let's go ahead and save this sheet as company name test. If you have any issues when filling out the sample submission sheet, please contact sample_submission@enovatia.com. So let's go ahead and head back to the sample submission page, and we're going to upload this sheet that we just saved. We have now returned to the sample submission form. We're going to go ahead and upload our routine sample submission sheet, which is company name test. We're going to press open. We have now uploaded the sheet. Let's go on and move on to the next part, which is selecting additional services. So we do have rush as a 2-time standard or price, or we have returning our samples. So our typical turnaround time for samples upon receipt is 1 to 5 business days. Selecting rush in the sample submission sheet and providing it on this page will move your sample to the front of the workflow, ensuring that your submission gets priority treatment, but this does not always guarantee faster return of ProMass results. We'll try our best to return results promptly, but factors may impact return results depend on our workflow, current instrument usage, time arrival of these samples, MS method requested, and your amount of rush samples. Next part, we're going to go ahead and fill out our contact information here. Once you fill this out, which I'll fill it out for us as we go, Novatia, Trevor, I'll put in my email. Perfect. And then our contact information for our phone. The next part is completing our payment information. So there's 2 options you could do, is purchase order or credit card. If you do select purchase order, there's information about your PO, your accounts payable, email address, and uploading that PO. For now, we're going to use credit card. And for credit card, there's option to please use my card on file. I will handwrite my CC or I will call. So we're going to press I will call. And we're going to go and put in our billing address, which is 54 Walker Lane for Novatia. And then we're going to go ahead and press submit. If there is an issue with our submission process, if something is incorrect, such as did not fill out something correctly or our Excel sheet is incorrect version, this page will refresh and it'll bring us to the top of the page, and there will be indication that there is an issue with this page. If there is no issues, we will go ahead and see the confirmation page for our submission. So let's go ahead and press submit. So now we have our sample submission confirmation. You will follow these steps to save the confirmation and prepare your samples for shipment. This includes downloading and printing this form, fill out credit card info if you've selected so, enclose SDS if appropriate, and place this form with your sample shipment. You'll receive an email with similar instructions just in case if you need to revisit these instructions. If you encounter any issues during the sample submission process, or if you have any questions, please contact sample_submission@enovatia.com. Thank you for your time and watching our video. Be on the lookout for more guides from Novatia in the future.